comes on to our last topic. Well, actually, we've got two last topics actually. First of all, the Avengers released a new DLC recently, and
they got a new
I
one
believe
coming.
it's Hawkeye.
But the last one was Kate Bishop, and then they're saying Hawkeye is coming on the 18th of March with the next gen update. I think they're hoping it revitalizes the game.
I don't know how they.
Avengers is everybody's favorite game, as everyone knows. But well, yeah, it's been a massive flop. They've recently returned a profit and stuff like that. But I wanted to find out from you two. Do you think bringing someone like Hawkeye is going to help the game get back to where it needs to get to? Because this is, even though they've made a profit, it's still big L. Yeah.
Big L.
That is not
around this time. On PlayStation, we were expecting Spider-Man.
Yeah. And
if you're giving me Hawkeye when I'm meant to get Spider-Man, that's big L's.
Yeah. A lot of lies have been said, to be honest. Yeah. They just said Spider-Man will be out, I think, 6 months after releasing it.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of these games, they're just lucky. They're lucky they're not enough consoles at the moment. That's what it is. They're really lucky because once there's more stock for some of these consoles and people look for what they want to play, there's more opportunity for these games to get bought. Especially if they're saying that, we're now bringing out the next gen's versions of it and stuff. So, you could get a win there somewhere, maybe, but I think maybe that's why they're potentially still holding out on maybe bringing the likes of Spider-Man and stuff like that onto the game. You wouldn't want to bring out Spider-Man now and you still haven't got everybody, Spider-Man and next gen for that game, and you haven't got everybody with those consoles. Because the game can quite quickly just become obsolete and just no one would want it anymore. I mean,
but giving us 2 Hawkeyes as your first 2 DLCs, that's a big L basically.
I definitely think so. I think it's just they've had to backtrack it on their DLC. I don't think they. I think the timeline they was expecting for it, I think they've had to push back again, which is why they've probably just given you an alternative version of Hawkeye again. You haven't had to pay for it, have you? So I guess
I haven't played it. That game hasn't entered my PS5. Wow. As much as I enjoyed the story mode, I think it was a good story mode. They had good character kits for everyone. Their choice to make it live service ruined the game. Right. If they had just put a multiplayer in and maybe they'd focus on the single player and end game multiplayer rather than say we're going to try and stretch this out and make money. That's how they've ruined the game. They focused on money, and as much as I enjoyed the story, I've been an advocate for you need someone else to take this license now because they ruined their chance. You had your chance, you put up that free and missed. So give it to someone else now. Someone else needs to have a go.
Yeah, it's a shame that there's a fine line between making money and making an excellent game. And I believe you can do both, and both of them can work. But it seems like when some companies just get too greedy, it just becomes a big problem at the end of the day, innit? So, especially
if you're making moves that affect your game overall. So other games like Call of Duty, FIFA, they have the monetized stuff, but the gameplay experience has been worked on, and that's final. The monetization doesn't affect the gameplay. Whereas I feel like in Avengers, where they're making enemies tanks, you don't really feel like a superhero half the time. That's what's affected it, because they're trying to make it online, live service. You actually have to grind to get stuff. It's just how they made the mistake, I think.
Do you think that they could have a No Man's Sky kind of turnaround or anything like that?
I don't think so, because with No Man's Sky, they added onto something that I think was bare bones. They released something bare bones. All they could do was add to it, whereas this, they released the final game that's just not that good.
Yeah.
So I think they're stuck.
Fair enough, yeah. Well, they'll have to do what they can do with what they've already made, to be fair. So, but yeah, as you said as well, I believe, the rights for this game should be taken away from them for the next one. They should not come anywhere close to it.
It happened to EA with Star Wars. Disney need to follow that, give this to someone else as well.
Yeah, and let them improve it, yeah.